Hello, I'm back in this room. I'm doing my video. I have a lot to say for this one, just in a couple hours that since I posted the last one. And one of the things, well, it's several things. One is I didn't go out initially this morning. I felt like doing a video and I put on my blonde wig. And then I had to go to Target. I didn't go to the regular grocery store, but I just went to Target. I had to get some things, and I decided, a very bold move for me, to just keep this wig on. And it doesn't matter. I mean, frankly, people are going crazy shooting people with guns, and people are believing the craziest stuff. So it really, like, if you're not hurting somebody, go for it. And I talk about this a lot, censor myself and say, well, I can't do that. Well, I could do it. I did do it, and actually hardly anybody even looked at me in the store. I mean, people glanced, but I wouldn't say I got looked at any more than on a normal Target run. So it's just turning up the dial bit by bit. What is your skill set? What do you think you can do? What do you think you can get away with? And again, I don't mean get away with in the Machiavellian sense of what can you get away with, cunning somebody or conniving somebody or lying or cheating or hurting somebody. Never. Never. I'm so peace and love and from the heart. And when you operate from that, what can you get away with? How can you show more of your authentic self to the world? And then when I was rewarded there. I'm into hats. Again, I don't really wear them out, but you know, you never know, the new me. I saw these hats, and come on, how cute is this? Under $10 at Target. And the thing is, you could spend, of course, a lot of money for a hat. And you know, Target, you can get your groceries, you can do your business. And so I got this hat, and then I did a super cool video with the hat and other things and other props that it was inspired by. And the other thing is, I want to talk about, well, you know, I'm still seeing posts, people that still believe in Trump, believe he's some kind of a truth teller. You know, are they not watching the January 6th hearings? And when did this fake news start? You know, that you wouldn't believe a journalist that I know journalists. I know a lot of journalists. You can get the degree, but can you work in the business? It's a difficult business. You got to prove yourself. You got to show yourself. And I know somebody that just got a job working for the New York Times. They had a month of interviews and 12 interviews. Don't you think that person is getting looked at? Don't you think they have to show their chops, their mental stability and acuity? And they got to know, they got to think on their feet. They got to answer questions from all kinds of different people, and they got to show that their mind is thinking right. And a lot of journalists risk their lives. They go into war-torn areas and they report on things and they uncover things which they are in danger for uncovering. Their lives are in danger from these sort of Machiavellian forces that would try to clamp down on free speech. And then it's called, of course, fake news. Well, why would somebody risk, you know, risk it all for fake news? No, these are lazy people that go for the fake news and non-thinking people. And I just wanted to kind of do an analogy. Our daughter teaches at a very disadvantaged school in Kensington. If you know Philly, you know what Kensington is. It's the drug epicenter, the opioid epicenter of, well, certainly Philadelphia, but I think a wider area. People come from all over to get drugs in Kensington. And there's a lot of families that could afford housing there, but it's primarily Hispanic. It's our daughter's school is a English second language or dual language school, and the kids are under the gun from the get-go. They witnessed violence in the streets, family members killed, and not like the suburban school that our daughter went to. And she sees the difference and fell in love with these kids, and they're sweethearts. But they were doing the, and a lot of them can't read in 3rd grade. Some can read. A lot of don't know. If you say what's 1 + 1, they don't know. And there's a lot of issues with, you know, maybe ADHD or trauma. Witnessing trauma, being exposed to trauma is the same thing in the brain as ADD and ADHD. It's a traumatized brain which has trouble focusing. Anyway, the big thing is standardized testing now, and I know people talk about standardized testing. It's so evil, you know, for schools to get a measure on how children are learning, what they're learning. And in 3rd grade, her children had to take the PSSAs, and they all thought that it was easy. Gabby, our daughter, was very worried about how the kids would handle taking the test because they can't read. A lot of them can't read the questions. What are they even asking here? And so she was worried it would be a very hard couple weeks with the kids really, you know, having a lot of more meltdowns or frustration. Instead, she said the kids thought it was easy. They were like, oh, you know, if the teacher asked, you know, how did everybody think taking the PSSAs was? She said every hand went up, and they said that it was easy because they were just coloring in the blocks, coloring in those little circles with their pencil. And of course, to just color in the circles is much easier than reading the questions and thinking about the answers and trying to, and they didn't even know. It looked fun. It was a fun game. And I would equate this to a lot of thinking now. It's, you have to read. And it's not just coloring in the blocks. It's not just like making a pattern. People talk about patterns and synchronicities. Believe me, I am the queen of frickin' synchronicities. I understand synchronicities. I understand a greater plan. I understand good versus evil. I understand people are in disguise. I've been in disguise. I've been in disguise this life, and I've been in disguise many lives. And I know who some of these players are. So I am not a spiritual neophyte that doesn't know about hidden agendas and synchronicities and patterns and what's revealed. But there has to be some thinking applied. It's, you know, there's a sign on the wall, but she wants to be sure, because, you know, sometimes words have two meanings. There's part of it is, and I know a lot of these people personally, and a lot of them I've ex-friended because they literally went insane. There's a way to put together, read the signs, and you think you're getting it, but you're missing what the meaning is behind those signs. And this is what I would say. And another one who always talks to me is John Lennon, and Come Together. And he encourages me, but he says 1 + 1 + 1 is 3. Got to be good looking, because he's so hard to see. Come together. But John always says to me, no matter how you slice it, no matter how you look at it, 1 + 1 + 1 always gonna be 3.